Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna devotee.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams Prabhuji.
I welcome all of you for this session of Prabhupada Lilamrt. I offer my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Please let us dive into the wonderful nectar of Srila Prabhupada's pastimes. Let us start with Mangalacharanam prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Just give me 1 minute break. I'll just come back. Just a Zoom meeting like over father. Hare Krishna. Here is the mother of Gaurang Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Sachimata Devi Dasi. Lilamrt ji.
Hare Hare. She's Sati
So,
Hare
Devi.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Krishna Mataji.
She has been gracious to give us her presence in our house.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
We had her association. She's just leaving. So I thought all of you should have her darshan and blessings.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Please
Dandat
bless
pranam.
us, Mataji. Dandat pranams. Please bless us, Mataji.
Yeah, blessings to all of you for a wonderful guide you have got. He is giving you
Yes.
nice lectures and other things. I come up in
Yes.
bhakti and everything good to come for all of you. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji,
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
for your darshan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhupada Lilamrt. அதான் அந்த ஜுகு பாஸ்ட் டைம் ஆயிடுது. எப்படி அந்த மிஸ்டர் என்னோட Prabhupada ஸ்டடி பண்ணல.
2 தான் படிச்சிருக்கேன் நான்.
ஓ
டைமே இல்லை.
அந்த குட்டி குட்டி புக்கா வச்சிருக்காங்க.
இல்லை, பெருசு.
அவன் இல்ல அந்த 7 புக்கு 7
book.
அது எல்லாம் சேர்த்து ஒரே புக்.
7 புக்கு. 2 தான் வந்திருக்கு. வெளிய வெளிய.
Hare Krishna.
படிக்கிறது வீட்டு வேலை.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us Mataji's darshan.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
It's a rare chance. She is also coming to our house, I think, after a long, long time. So, Hare Krishna. So let us continue with our Mangalacharana. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to all of you. And let us sincerely thank His Holiness Satsrupadas Goswami Maharaj for giving us this opportunity to dive deeply into the nectar of Srila Prabhupada's pastimes. So, we have been following up about the Juhu property. So now Srila Prabhupada is in Vrindavan, and Prabhupada has already dispatched Tamal Krishna Goswami, Shyamasundar, Karandara. They have all gone to Bombay, because Prabhupada is very anxious that this property may go out of her hands because of the unreliable dealings of Mr. N. So things were actually becoming worse, and Giriraj told these newcomers things have actually become worse. When one advertisement was published in the newspaper that this is Hare Krishna land, we are going to build a nice temple and all that, Mr. N became very angry. He said, how can you do all these? The property is not even yours. How can you put that? He became very, very angry for this property. He became so furious. And Giriraj went to seek his forgiveness, that we did something wrong. Please forgive us. But his anger was not appeased. He was saying, you are not the rightful owners. Your agreement is already cancelled. You have not taken registration within 6 months. So you are illegal trespassers in this property. I can get you evicted. I can ask you for liquidated damages. Whatever money you have paid, I will not return. I am going to forfeit that. And I am going to take criminal action against you. So many things he's threatening. And these all foreigners, and in the absence of Prabhupada, they are like sheep without the master. They are so confused, and they were in so much stress and anxiety. On top of all the difficulties they were undergoing in the property, the rats, the bandicoots, the mosquitoes, the flies, the overflowing drainage, and rowdies in that area, bootleggers. And on top of that, Mr. N had posted some rowdies at the gate of the property. They will be holding some swords. And whenever the devotee going in or out, they will brandish that machete, threatening to kill them like that. And someone, a friend of Mr. N, he printed some pamphlets casting aspersions about the character of these people. The boys and girls who are staying here, they are acting like devotees, but they are indulging in all kinds of immoral activities. Like that, he got his friend to print, and they were distributing it, in the railway stations to everybody. As it is, people don't have a good impression about foreigners. And when this is added to that, so some of the devotees left, they could not bear this torture. But still some 30 devotees stayed in the property for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. They said, we will struggle. But everybody was losing hope that this property will never come to us. That's what they thought. And they also thought, it is good that we give up this property because it's not good. In their impression, it is far away from Bombay. Because at that time, before coming to this property, they were staying in South Bombay, in the poshest area of Bombay. And they were staying in very good flats. And from that to this place, where there are no proper toilets, they have built some small kacha temple and kacha staying accommodation for these people. The floor cement is also not proper. It is breaking up all over the place, exposing pits underneath. And there is overgrown weeds everywhere. They cannot clear it. And there are snakes. And the devotees are constantly getting either malaria or jaundice, one after the other. So the desire to live there is, they are losing that. And on top of that, they have the deities or other Asbihari. They have to take care of them nicely. Whatever may be the personal inconvenience, the artis, the bogas, everything must be done properly. And they are really struggling. This is the background. And the old lawyer had quit. We all know that earlier ISKCON lawyer has joined with Mr. N. Actually, from the beginning, he was with Mr. N. Now he openly said, I am his lawyer, and he resigned from this assignment. So they have to find a new lawyer. They found a new lawyer. They went to Mr. N's office for a compromise. But there was only, again, fighting. And ISKCON's new lawyer threatened that we have to start a legal action. Because all lawyers, they want court. Then only they can make money. And so devotees are worried where this will end, how long it will take. Court means huge delays. Devotees were thinking like that. And Mr. N has refused to return the money also. So they all sat together. The new deputies of Srila Prabhupada and Giriraj Swami, they all sat together. And they were thinking the scheme cannot work. And because of Mr. N's unreliable dealings and his heavy influence in political circles, even to live in the land is becoming very difficult. And the devotees and the deities are living in such poor conditions, leaking roofs, cement floors crumbling, cockroaches, dogs, mosquitoes, all kinds of problems. So even though the new lawyer was willing to go to court, the devotees were hesitant. So there is constant threatening from Mr. N and his stooges. They are saying that we are going to sue you for damages and we are going to get you arrested, all these things. So they wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada and sent it through Shyam Sundar. He brought it in Vrindavan. Prabhupada was sitting in Radha Damodar temple. He was going to start his evening class, Bhagavatam class. And Prabhupada got this letter. He read it. He kept quiet. He did not say anything. He started Jai Radha Madhava. He started his lecture. And the lecture got over. In the lecture, he was discussing about the special benefits of living in Vrindavan. That simply by living there, one can go back home, back to Godhead, just by avoiding offenses, just by living there. But you should not come to Vrindavan for doing any business or for committing offenses. If you can only take care of this, you get many special benefits and you can go back home just by sticking to the dust of Vrindavan. That's what Prabhupada said. And the class got over. Many pilgrims, visitors, they came to take blessings of Srila Prabhupada. and everything over. Late in the night, Srila Prabhupada returned to his room. Then he called his secretary and he had the letter with him. He had the agreement copy with him and he dictated a letter to the residents of our Juhu, encouraging them and giving them legal points, how they are missing all the points that are in favor of ISKCON, and they are simply getting threatened and intimidated by Mr. Yen. So Prabhupada dictated a very professional letter to his disciples. He said, like a lawyer answering logically, point by point, Srila Prabhupada wrote there, saying, you devotees, you want to give up the land because the charity commissioner has not given permission. But the charity commissioner permission was never mentioned in the agreement also. And charity commissioner has also not denied. He's only delaying. And our Mr. Yen is saying, within 6 months, you should have registered, so the agreement has become invalid. But actually, that 6 months' time is only in favor of ISKCON, not in favor of Mr. Yen. That means, if ISKCON wants, they can cancel the agreement after 6 months, not Mr. Yen. So, see, sometimes, we blindly act on somebody's, words, but you have to look closely. So Prabhupada is saying very clearly, the agreement gives us the option to give up the contract within 6 months, not the vendors. And the real point is that Mr. Yen has taken our money also. Whatever money was required to register the property, that money has been paid already. So he should have registered and given, and he is only finding ways to cheat us. He is only bluffing us. So Prabhupada says, we must consider that from our side, everything has been done. And it is only Mr. Yen who is not closing the deal. That's all. He is trying to avoid this issue by his tricks. And he is dominating you. And you are afraid of him. And because you are afraid, he is fooling you. That he is in a higher legal position. He is not in a higher legal position. He is just trying to extract more money from you. But this is cheating, and don't give him any more money. First of all, bring a criminal case. So Prabhupada is saying, let us go to the court and bring a criminal case, not a civil case, criminal case. So we are disappointed and afraid of him. Our position is very, very strong. So Prabhupada is fighting for Krishna. And Mr. Yen, if he threatens violence, for that reason also you should not know people are coming with swords and all. You should not leave the place just because he is threatening you. You go to the police and say, this legally, this is our land. And you ask for police protection. And Prabhupada finally says, therefore, I say that you boys cannot deal very well in these matters because you are too timid. Now, whatever you like, you may do. Immediately, criminal case should be taken that you are not doing because he is bluffing you. He says you are criminals, but actually he is the criminal. But you are afraid of taking action. That's what Prabhupada is saying. He is saying big words and he is threatening, and you believe him foolishly and do like whatever he says. That I shall not do, Prabhupada says. Then again, Prabhupada says, if he gives the money, if we give money to Mr. Yen and now he is threatening violence against us, go to the magistrate and complain. To the magistrate and then complain. So in the meantime, Prabhupada is also attending to Vrindavan. Land has been already taken. Prabhupada is living in the Vrindavan land. No, Prabhupada is living outside because Vrindavan land, there's no wherewithal to stay. Some small building has been constructed, storage, the building materials is being stored. Some barbed wire fence has been put, but all kinds of rowdies, there also, all kinds of antisocial elements, they are coming, using that property, and they are stealing the materials. Contractors are cheating. And there is one devotee of Srila Prabhupada, again a foreigner devotee, everywhere foreigner devotees. So in Vrindavan, Subala. So he is coming to Prabhupada and saying, Prabhupada, please free me from this responsibility. I am not able to chant properly only. All the time my mind is thinking about writing checks, how the contractors are cheating us, how I can safeguard the material and all that. Actually, there is very little progress. Prabhupada is disappointed. But Subal is also saying, I have no time to read or chant. I cannot think of Krishna. It is too much for me. So Prabhupada immediately asked him, Do you think Arjuna was simply meditating on Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Do you think Arjuna was sitting in yogic trance? No, he was fighting. So when you are fighting a war, you cannot be meditating on Krishna. So when Arjuna was fighting, he was focusing on the fighting because the fighting is a service to Krishna. Arjuna never wanted the fight, but Krishna wanted the fight, so he's fighting. So he's serving Krishna. So whether he's chanting his rounds in the battlefield, whether he's meditating on Krishna, no, he's doing Krishna's service for Krishna's pleasure. And your position is exactly like that. So Arjuna was meditating about how many soldiers I have to kill today. So like that, you have to deal with these contractors. You have to deal with them for Krishna. So Prabhupada is saying this is Krishna's service. You should not worry about thinking of Krishna directly. Arjuna was not sitting in trance. He was engaged in Krishna's service. That way you should engage. Your life is full of Krishna's service, and that is very good. See the vision of a neophyte devotee and a spiritual master. Spiritual master says, this is perfection. You are fully engaged in Krishna's service. But the devotee is thinking, no, I am not doing any Krishna service. But Subal Prabhu is still not satisfied. So what he is saying, Prabhupada, devotees are not cooperating with me. I want to go into seclusion in Radhakund and I want to chant. Rest of my life, I don't want any responsibility. I don't want to become a preacher in ISKCON, full-time preacher. Let me go. And Prabhupada told him, what do you mean? No one will listen to you. Prabhupada is becoming upset. No one will listen to you when you preach. You think that means they are defective? See again how to look at it. I am preaching and people are not becoming devotees. Whose fault is it? Prabhupada is turning the table. Because Subal Prabhu is saying, I am preaching, but they are not becoming devotees. I am disturbed, I will go. Prabhupada says, you think they are defective? No, you are defective. The preacher is defective. Prabhupada raised his voice. If you are preaching and no one will listen, don't think you should go away in disgust. See, here is Prabhupada's advice to all of us. If you are preaching and no one will listen, don't think you should go away in disgust and save yourself by chanting in isolation. No, that is not our line. Our line means Gaudiya Vaishnava line. Gaudiya Vaishnava line is purely mercy movement. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy movement. So that's not our line. We must qualify ourselves so that they will listen. See, now you can understand the mood of Prabhupada. When he was preaching in India, when he was preaching abroad, again he came back to India. He faced so much of opposition, obstacles, everything. But Prabhupada's mood is, I should develop myself. Then they will listen. Then Prabhupada gave the story of one Mr. Beecham. Mr. Beecham was a pharmaceutical man. He was manufacturing drugs and selling. So Prabhupada said, he asked Subal, do you know his story? He said, no. Prabhupada says, he was a medicine manufacturer, but nobody would buy his medicine. He would wait and wait, but nobody would come. But he still would not give up. He said, my medicines are good. I want to sell them. One day, one person walked into his shop and he asked, do you have Beecham's powder? Some powder? Beecham powder. Immediately, he was so much shocked, Oh, somebody is asking for my product. So immediately, he got a shock and he died. He died when one customer came. And Prabhupada is saying, similarly, better we spend our whole life and die just to make one person Krishna conscious. Just to make one person Krishna conscious. That is our line. That is our line. To become so absorbed in preaching Krishna, whether in Vrindavan or anywhere, we must save all these asuras from destroying the world. Our purpose is to protect the world by saving it from all these asuras. So like that Prabhupada told him. Anyway, in the meantime, the struggle with Bombay is continuing. So Prabhupada, as much as possible, he is engaging devotees. According to their nature, right? And sometimes when it doesn't suit, Prabhupada is willing to change the services also. But the point is, you should be engaged in the service of Krishna, somehow or the other. And as far as Vrindavan is concerned, this is a new project coming up. So what is important is that everyone should take up some service in this project. Whoever is in Vrindavan should be doing some service. That's what Srila Prabhupada is saying. So, then anyway, so Kartik month got over and all the devotees left Vrindavan except those who are given responsibilities. And Gurudas and Yamuna Mataji, they both stayed, and that made Prabhupada very, very happy. They said, we will take care of the project while we are here. And then Prabhupada left to Hyderabad. Now Prabhupada's visit to Hyderabad is happening. Prabhupada is doing a Pandal program in Hyderabad. Of course, Bombay problem is going on, but Prabhupada is not stopping his other work, right? Prabhupada is continuing. In Hyderabad, this is November 1972, 11th November. Prabhupada came to Hyderabad for a Pandal program. And this has gone to some other people. Okay. Prabhupada was in Hyderabad. Big crowds came. And wherever Prabhupada went, even while getting into the car or out of the car, huge crowds will surround him. They want to touch his feet and take his blessings in Hyderabad. And then, before Prabhupada went to Hyderabad, there was no rain. There was a drought in Hyderabad. The lakes were going dry. Now, what is that lake in Hyderabad? The famous lake, Nizam's lake. What is it? That it was all going dry.
Hussain Sagar Lake.
Hussain Sagar. They were all going dry, no rain at all. But Prabhupada landed in Hyderabad and they were conducting, all the devotees were doing active, enthusiastic Nagar Sankirtan for a few days. And it rained in Hyderabad. And the drought was finished. And then a newspaper wrote that Prabhupada came and he did Harinam Sankirtan enthusiastically with his devotees, and that must have ended the drought. And Prabhupada agreed, yes, that's the fact. Then something interesting happened. This Mr. Yen was there in Hyderabad. He had come to Hyderabad from Bombay, and Prabhupada came to know. So he called him. Prabhupada called him. We will have a meeting here. So the meeting was arranged, and Mr. Yen came to the place where Srila Prabhupada was staying. And Mr. Yen did not come alone. Mr. Yen was so much afraid that Prabhupada will hypnotize me, mesmerize me, and somehow he will make me agree. He was so much afraid of Srila Prabhupada. And so he brought one magician with him. What do you see do you see some screen share or no?
No, Prabhuji. No.
No, no?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, let me try it. Can you see now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Mr. Yen brought a magician with him, Mantravadi. And he was supposed to counteract, Prabhupada's mesmerism. So he came with he called him his guru. So they both came. And they were sitting and talking. Prabhupada informally was speaking to them and they were taking prasadam. And after taking prasadam, Prabhupada yawned widely, And then immediately the guru, the so-called guru, he said, "Oh, you must be very tired. Oh, Swami, you must be very tired. We should not disturb you now. You should rest and we may talk later." Right? And immediately Prabhupada said, yes, I'm very tired. So he said, show them the room. So they both went to the next room. They are staying in somebody's house and they have given rooms to Mr. Yen and his guru also. So they went to the room and they went away to the room. After a few minutes, Srila Prabhupada called Tamal Krishna Goswami to his room. Prabhupada did not sleep. Prabhupada said, I am tired, but he did not sleep. Now hear what Prabhupada says. Prabhupada said, when someone asks you if you are tired, Prabhupada said, it means he is tired. If you go into the other room, you will see that they are sleeping. They asked Prabhupada, you are tired. But Prabhupada said, now go and see, they will be only sleeping. And he instructed Tamal Krishna to carefully awaken Mr. N without disturbing his guru and bring him in. You get the point? Prabhupada tells Tamal Krishna, go and wake up Mr. N. Let his guru not be disturbed. Just bring N here. And same way, Tamal Krishna very quietly went into the other room. He found both were sleeping soundly. He woke up Mr. N and he touched him and said, please come. Mr. N, wake up. Prabhupada wants to speak with you. Come quickly. And like a lamb, he meekly followed Tamal Krishna Maharaj and he came to Srila Prabhupada's room. He forgot his guru friend. He forgot. And for 2 hours, they talked. Prabhupada and Mr. N, who had been woken up from his sleep. They spoke for 2 hours. And by the end of the discussion, they had worked out a new agreement. And this agreement was drafted, typed in a separate room by Shyam Sundar and Tamal Krishna, and the documents were brought to them. Prabhupada and Mr. N settled the final legal points and then they signed the agreement. His guru was sleeping. The magician guru was sleeping. And that day evening, Tamal Krishna came to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, all this is disturbing to me. He said, I am so disturbed by these dealings, that I cannot chant my rounds properly. And Prabhupada said, that is natural. Sometimes when I am disturbed, I also have this problem. So Tamal Krishna then said, but I can see that I am making spiritual advancement. Even so, even with all this disturbance, I am making spiritual progress. So just compare what Subal Prabhu said and what Tamal Krishna is saying. This is the difference between how a devotee should feel and how a devotee should not feel. So Prabhupada nodded. Then again, Tamal Krishna says, I used to think how to avoid difficult situations in Krishna consciousness. I used to think how to avoid difficult situations. But now I think I should not run away from them. And Prabhupada said, yes, we should welcome these. They give us an opportunity to advance more. Okay? So this is an important hint for all of us. So, after that, Shyam Sundar and Tamal Krishna Goswami, they flew back to Bombay with Mr. N the same day, afternoon. And according to the new terms, ISKCON agreed to pay 5 lakhs immediately for his capital gain tax purpose. And in return, Mr. N will immediately execute the deed. And there was a time limit of 3 weeks to get it all done. So devotees must work fast. Prabhupada said, now we have only 3 weeks time, move quickly. This happened in Hyderabad, November 11th, now November 25. That means 2 weeks ago. Prabhupada now comes to Bombay, hoping now the agreement will be signed. But Mr. N is still delaying. Nothing is happening. So, but Prabhupada cannot postpone his other engagements. So Prabhupada left Bombay again. And this time he went to Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad, there was again a Pandal program. He told his disciples, please follow up for the agreement and get it as quickly as you can. Okay. And while Prabhupada was away like that in Ahmedabad, the other representatives in Bombay, Shyam Sundar, Tamal Krishna and others, they started talking that this property cannot be useful to ISKCON. Even if we somehow get the sale done. But like Prabhupada says, we cannot make such a big project here. It is so way out of the city. We cannot develop a Hare Krishna land here. Whatever Prabhupada is planning is practically impossible. All of them agreed. Shyam Sundar also agreed that even if we get the land, how can we make a big temple in this jungle and a hotel also? It will not work. So, Prabhupada in the meantime from Ahmedabad regularly asking, what is happening, what is happening, what is happening? This is going on. And Prabhupada also requested Mr. N and Mr. D, his advocate, to come to Ahmedabad. They let us talk it out, but they refused to come. So Prabhupada is trying everything. And so the Bombay devotees, they were getting pressure from Mr. N return the agreement and I will give you the money immediately. If you don't return the agreement to me now, even that money you can forget. I am going to start criminal cases against you. I will put you in jail and you will not get back your money. Right? So the 5 lakh money is also with him now. Now almost like 7 lakhs is with Mr. N. He says, forget about all this. So devotees are worried that how to take care. They are becoming confused and time is running out. So one morning, Srila Prabhupada in Ahmedabad called one disciple, Vishaka Devi Das, one Mataji. And he said, you go to Bombay immediately and tell them for no reason you should cancel the agreement. And you should not give money. You just force Mr. N to sign the agreement. But for any case, don't give up on the agreement, right? So this Mataji went from Ahmedabad to Bombay. Next morning she was there. And when she gave this news to the devotees, they had already returned the agreement and started asking Mr. N, give us our money. They have given the agreement back. So, because they were convinced that to get the land will be a mistake. And the lawyers also agreed. And so, if you want the money at least, you better return the agreement. Lawyers also told me. When Prabhupada's message came, all the devotees became very much confused and disturbed and afraid. Immediately, Giriraj phoned Prabhupada in Ahmedabad. So Prabhupada said, Bhaktivedanta Swami here. And Giriraj was saying that a devotee came from Ahmedabad with a message. Yes, I only sent her. What is the point? And Giriraj said, we have already cancelled the sale agreement. Prabhupada was silent. Then in a voice that expressed both anger and resignation, Prabhupada said, then everything is finished, that's all. Juhu property gone. On which he had so much plans and dreams, So Prabhupada said, that's gone. That same day, Prabhupada wrote a letter to a life member in Bombay. What he wrote there? I am the last man to give up the Hare Krishna land to the rogue Mr. N. On the one side, everything is finished. And now Prabhupada is saying, I am the last man to give up to that rogue. So Prabhupada was thinking now, see, he has not yet returned the money. That means they have given the agreement, but he has not yet returned the money. So I can still insist that he should perform the contract. So because we are in occupation of the place and there is a temple and there is regular worship going on and whatever our commitment we have completed. So Prabhupada is still in the mood to fight. And Mr. N could never understand why this old man is fighting so much. Mr. N is accustomed to these, shady dealings in real estate. And he has cheated many people. Even one corporate house, C company, he has cheated, same property. He has cheated them and they are fighting in court. So he cannot understand why this old man and some foreigner disciples, why they are fighting so much. Even the devotees could not understand why Prabhupada is taking it so seriously and fighting. It's a lost case. The land is also not good. Why he wants to fight? But Prabhupada's motives were not hidden. It is very clear. Prabhupada wants to serve Krishna. And to serve Krishna in Bombay, to preach to the public. Bombay is the biggest, most prominent city in India. And Prabhupada wants to carry the preaching here by building a gorgeous temple for Krishna and an international hotel, then theaters and libraries and residential apartments. He wants to develop it like a city. These are all Prabhupada's dreams for Krishna. And that is why he is fighting. But Mr. N could not understand that. And even devotees could not understand. So Prabhupada is telling them, my Guru Maharaj ordered me to preach in the West. And I have done that. Now I want to preach in India. And Bombay being the most important city, I want to preach. And I have brought the deities of Radha and Krishna. I have already installed them in that land. Right? So he has promised Radha Ras Bihari. When he invited them, he said, dear sir, to Krishna, dear sir, please stay here. And I will build you a beautiful temple. Prabhupada had said that. So how he can go back on that? In so much inconvenience, Radha Ras Bihari is still standing there, waiting for the temple. How Prabhupada can leave them? So Prabhupada had this one-to-one personal relationship with all his deities, and especially with Radha Ras Bihari, because India was his personal responsibility. And Radha Rasbihari had personally installed here and he had made this special prayer to them. So he will not give up the place. So Prabhupada's fighting spirit was so keen that sometimes it appeared that he was fighting for the sake of fighting. Devotees thought like that. He sometimes even compared Mr. N to Kamsa. He would compare Mr. N to Kamsa. And in that sense, Srila Prabhupada is like Krishna's representative. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam, Kamsa was repeatedly trying to kill Krishna. And here also, Mr. N is trying to kill Krishna's temple, to destroy the temple. And just as Kamsa sent many demons to kill Krishna, same way Mr. N is employing demoniac agents like lawyers, friends, and hoodlums, like that. And Krishna's killing of demons like Kamsa was his pastime or Leela. And Krishna enjoyed it. Same way Prabhupada, as the servant of Krishna, was fully absorbed in this fighting. He was vigilant, militant to protect Krishna and to protect his devotees. Whenever Mr. N was bluffing or frightening the devotees, Prabhupada would hold the ground. And he was so natural fighter, Srila Prabhupada. And this was the first time Srila Prabhupada had met with such a serious threat to his preaching activities. Everything else Prabhupada could handle very easily, but this one was really a threat. And Prabhupada was being forced to fight. And the disciples, if they could understand his mood, they would also have to fight. Once they know that Prabhupada is fighting, they should also join. That is the correct mood of a devotee. Okay. So Prabhupada was acting as the protector and parent of Krishna, Radha Rasbihari, as well as protector of ISKCON and protector of his disciples. Right? So the fighting was going on. And Prabhupada was in the mood of Yashoda Maya. When Krishna is in the grip of Kaliya, Yashoda Maya is crying and she is rushing into the Yamuna, which is so poisonous. All the cows are lying dead. All the Gopa boys are lying dead. And seeing that, she wants to die also. I will save my son, but I cannot just stand on the bank and watch. Balram is saying, no, don't go, mother. Nothing will happen to Krishna. And so many Gopas and Gopis are trying to hold her back, but she is rushing into the water, not fearing for her life. So here Prabhupada's mood is like that. The same intense love for Krishna was there, Srila Prabhupada. So some of the devotees have this mood with Krishna, that I am the protector of Krishna. So here Prabhupada manifested that mood of protecting Krishna. So Prabhupada's anxiety and protectiveness extended to his disciples also. Even though he was criticizing them all the time, in front of others, he would defend his disciples and praise them. He praised them. So Prabhupada saw his disciples as little children without any worldly experience. And they were doing so much. So Prabhupada was actually happy with them. Even though he would fight with them, scold them, correct them, abuse them, all for their good. But Prabhupada never had any negative emotions towards them. Okay. If the son is gullible, the father will have to be shrewd and strong to protect his family. Same way Prabhupada, when his disciples are all so weak, Prabhupada is a strong father. He is protecting them. Okay. So Mr. N could never understand the true motive of Srila Prabhupada. He did not understand that by fighting with Prabhupada, he is actually fighting with Krishna. And who can fight with the Supreme Personality and win? It is very, very dangerous actually to enter into this kind of a fight with the Supreme Lord. But Mr. N did not understand. So what happened in this situation? During the last week of January 1973, Prabhupada was in Bombay in the house of one Mr. Mahadevia, businessman. Mr. N was invited there. Mr. N came. So this meeting is in Bombay in the house of Mahadevia. You might have heard this name before also. Prabhupada used to give classes in his house. So he came. Prabhupada's lawyers had already filed a criminal case against Mr. N. So the case was already in the court, criminal case. But Prabhupada was still trying for out-of-court settlement. And Prabhupada was always very charming and very kind when they met in the past with Mr. N. But this time, there was no politeness on both sides. No politeness. The smiles were gone, friendly words were gone. The two people were almost like, they will physically fight. They were sitting like that. After a few minutes like this, Prabhupada told his disciples, leave this room. Only two of us. You all leave. And they started talking in Hindi. And Mr. Yen was complaining about Prabhupada and devotees. You are all CIA people. You are CIA agents of America, spies. And Mr. Yen said, I will come on Monday with a check for 2 lakhs to pay back your down payment. Whatever money you have given 2 lakhs, actually they have paid 7 lakhs. I give 2 lakhs. And Prabhupada said, all right, if you don't want to part with your land, then we will leave. But think before you do this. Mr. Yen continued to say, you people are calling yourselves the owner of the land, but you are just a big disturbance to the whole area. You are getting up at 4 o'clock doing Mangalarati. He started. So Prabhupada said, we do not claim to be the owner. Prabhupada said, Krishna is the real owner. I am not the real owner. Krishna is already there on his land. Why are you bothering us so much? Simply take the money and give us the land. Or if you want us to vacate, then prepare the check. And Prabhupada was becoming very angry. Bring out your check and we'll vacate tomorrow morning. Then Prabhupada again said, no, we will vacate tonight. Give us the money. Have you the money? Somehow Prabhupada knew that Mr. Yen had, maybe, I don't know, that money was gone. It was not there with him. He must be in some kind of trouble. He's not disclosing, but maybe others are cheating him also. Mr. Yen is a cheater. They may be other people who are cheating him also, right? Because he's in a fight, he needs support of politicians and influential people. Maybe they are taking his money. So he doesn't have money, apparently. So then, you know what, Mr. Yen, he shouted, I will remove the deities myself. See, he has gone to this extent. I will remove the deities myself. I will break the temple and remove the deities. Mr. Yen shouted like this. And then he stormed out of the room. He just went out without waiting for Prabhupada's reply. That week, listen carefully, I am reading one paragraph. That week, Mr. Yen was hospitalized after a severe heart attack. 2 weeks later, he died. That is the end. Then Srila Prabhupada quoted a verse that Prahlad Maharaj spoke when his father died. Prahlad said, Modati sadhu rapi vrishchika sarpa hatya. When a scorpion or a snake is killed, even saintly people become happy. So Prabhupada only said that. So now Mr. Yen is out of the way. But what happens? Did the land become ISKCON's? No, not yet. Mrs. N is there, his wife. You remember? She has been, time and again, she is appearing. She would come for Srila Prabhupada's classes and she would sit there. And she even told her husband, you are selling this too cheap to ISKCON. You should fix a higher price. And then Mr. Yen said, no, you keep quiet. I know, I am dealing with them like that. So, I don't know why. Anyway, so now the fight is going to Mrs. N. Mr. N is gone. Mrs. N has to fight. She's not so much savvy actually, but some people are driving her from behind. The same people who are driving Mr. N, they are driving now Mrs. N. So the fighting is not over actually. Even though she's not as intelligent as her husband, the fight is going on. And her lawyers, her lawyers know that, now there is good chance of making money. Right? There is good chance of making money. So they are now influencing her. They don't give up. We will fight and we'll get the land. So in April 1973, see, 4 months gone. At ISKCON's instigation, the case came up in the High Court. It came to Mumbai High Court at the instance of ISKCON. There were many delays. And month after month was going, decision was not coming. So Prabhupada did not want to start the construction now. He wanted to have a clear title of the land. So, but life in the temple land was peaceful at least, no disturbance. no disturbance. But life is peaceful, they are going on. But there is no progress and nobody knows which way the court case will go. Then suddenly something happened. What happened was, one day, without warning, Mrs. N launched a violent attack on the temple property. Directly. Mr. N threatened, and Mrs. N is actually doing it. On the morning of June 1st, while the devotees are attending their routine duties, morning Mangalarti, Darshanarti, chanting, Bhogarti, going on, suddenly one truck came into the Juhu property. The truck drove straight into the temple land, and a demolition squad had come to dismantle the temple, sent by the corporation of Mumbai, Bombay. The demolition squad has come. How they came, nobody knows, no notice. Somehow Mrs. N had convinced an officer in the city government to authorize demolition of the temple, and the officer had signed, demolish the temple. It was a simple brick and steel structure, the temple, simple structure, and they had authorized the destruction of the temple. And Giriraj showed the documents to the demolition squad. You cannot demolish. We have the valid documents, etc. They simply ignored him. More and more trucks were coming. And almost 100 demolition people. Imagine, for such a small property, 100 people came for demolition. That means some huge money is going, because Prabhupada was actually getting this property cheap. Its value is much more. So somebody else is interested. So 100 demolition, they wanted to demolish the temple. So they were breaking the roof of the temple. They had ladders. They went on the ladder and they started breaking the roof of the temple with sledgehammers. They had equipments. They were hammering. And they were using torches to cut the steel rods. Steel supports they were breaking. So the demolition squad, the plan was to destroy all the steel supports. So the Kirtan hall is standing on steel rods. They want to destroy the Kirtan hall, and slowly they will go towards the main deity, and they will then destroy the main altar also. They are starting from this end, the Kirtan area. They are going towards it. They are breaking the roof and they are cutting the steel rods and they are moving towards the temple. So their plan is to completely destroy. Methodically, they were moving. Where Radha Rasbihari was standing, their aim is to totally destroy everything. The devotees tried to stop the demolition, but policemen appeared. Devotees are talking to the corporation people to stop the demolition, but police came. How police came? The police came. And what they did? 2 policemen took away each of the devotees out, dragged them out. Devotees were not willing to leave the place. So they literally dragged them by the feet. And there was one Mataji. She was the pujari of the temple. And she tried to defend the temple altar. She closed the doors and she prevented people from coming. And the 2 policemen dragged her by the hair. And they pulled her out of the temple premises. The details in this Prabhupada Lilamrt, it is less. But more details are there in Giriraj Maharaj's book. He was personally present there. No, Sacharup Maharaj was not there. But Giriraj Maharaj was personally present. And it is such a touching story. How this happened, the devotees in front of their eyes, they are seeing the temple being demolished. And Radha Rasbihari is like their heart. And they are afraid. They will break. They are breaking the roof. What will happen to the deities? There's so much anxiety. And the breaking is going on. And the policemen are supporting the demolition people. Demolition itself illegal. Without any notice, 100 people have come to demolish. And on top of that, policemen are on their side. These are all foreigners and they don't care. The police dragged the women away by the hair. While the tenants were all looking on, tenants, some of them Christians and all these people, anti-ISKCON also, they were watching what's going on. Some of them were glad to see the demolition, although some people were also sympathetic. Out of fear of police, no one moved to help anything. And one devotee by name Manishri, she ran to a telephone and called Mr. Mahadevia. She went to a public call office and she called Mr. Mahadevia, who immediately rushed to the Hare Krishna land along with his friend Vinod Gupta. They came. See, these are the people who saved everything. They came. They found the police dragging off the last protester. They could see how they are dragging the protesters. And this is that Mataji. She was trying to close the door to the altar to protect the deities. Then 3 policemen fought with her, not women, policemen, and they put her away. And Mr. Mahadevia went to the house of Mr. Acharya, one sympathetic tenant. In his house, Srila Prabhupada also had stayed. So he went there and he phoned up his brother, Chandra Mahadevia. And he is a very wealthy businessman. Mahadevia is rich, but this brother is even more rich. And a friend of Bal Thackeray. Anyone knows Bal Thackeray? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Shiv Sena leader.
Yes, Prabhu, everyone in Maharashtra knows Bal Thackeray.
Thank you. The founder Acharya of Shiv Sena. Yeah. So, see, Shiv Sena played a role in saving Juhu property. Yeah, everything by Krishna's arrangement. So the Chandra Mahadevia was a friend of Bal Thackeray and he called him. One of the most influential political parties in Bombay, 1971-2. Chandra Mahadevia told Bal Thackeray of the emergency. At the instigation of a Hindu, under the order of a Hindu municipal officer, a Hindu temple of Lord Vishnu was being demolished. Mr. Thackeray in turn informed the municipal commissioner immediately. And the commissioner said, I don't know. I have not issued any order to demolish the temple. And then he called the local ward office. What's happening? Local ward office had sent the demolition squad without even informing the higher-ups. That is a story they want to tell. The true story may be something else. But anyway, the ward office sent a man to the site to stop the demolition. From commissioner office to the ward office. From ward office, one man is deputed to go to the site and stop the demolition. The officer arrived around 2 p.m. just as the demolition squad had cut through the last pillars and they were dismantling the roof above the deities. This is the end. And that man came at that time. The roof over the deities are being demolished. Just started. So the order to stop the demolition was given to the ward officer in charge and then it was stopped. Prabhupada was in Calcutta at the time of the attack. And when the devotees reached him by phone, Prabhupada told them to organize the local ISKCON sympathizers and life members and protest the attack by mass publicity. They should also expose the persons responsible for this. This would be very effective against Mrs. N and her party. So Prabhupada named some life members and go to them. And he also said, Hindu Vishwa Parishad, there was a Sada Jivat Lal was the president. You go to him, they will help you with publicity. And they are the protectors of Hindu Dharma in that place. And they will handle such cases. So like the Prabhupada is giving suggestions. Prabhupada already has built up all these connections. You remember Prabhupada, as a Grihastha, he was having a business in Bombay also. He has many contacts. He helped Gaudiya Math to build a temple in Bombay also. So Prabhupada is telling. And Mr. Sethi, you call him also. If there is violence, Mr. Sethi will help. So Prabhupada said, this episode is a part of Krishna's plan. The devotees should not be afraid. Devotees must be really afraid, no? After this, Prabhupada said, don't be afraid. This is Krishna's plan. So next morning, a photo of the demolished temple appeared in the front page of Free Press Journal. Now, this Free Press Journal was owned by whom? Anyone at that time? Who was the owner? Free Press Journal? Very influential newspaper. That was owned by Mr. N only. Now Mr. N is dead, but that is a family newspaper. The headline was, unauthorized temple demolished by municipal authority. They have not finished demolition also, but they put headline, unauthorized temple demolished by municipal authorities. So devotees started counteracting this publicity. So the Vishwa Hindu Parishad converted their office into ISKCON office. And many devotees started the campaign. And Indians were shocked by the violence. What happened? Because they were saying now how they were dragged out, how the women were manhandled by policemen, dragged by hair, and all these things. They started giving wide publicity. Many Indians were shocked. And municipal corporation itself condemned the officials. Municipal corporation is now afraid, So they are passing on the buck. Oh, who did this? No, they should not have done that. Like, so devotees working morning to night on this job only. Phoning newspapers, writing letters, circulars, contacting sympathizers like that. And Jansangh party also came to their help. Jansangh party joined with Kartikeya Mahadeviya and others to form Save the Temple Committee. So big people are joining the campaign. Mr. Gupta published his own leaflet declaring ISKCON to be a bona fide Hindu organization. This is the Janasangh political party, which is now BJP, right? So he did his own campaign, saying ISKCON is a bona fide Hindu organization. And that way, Giriraj met with many government officers. They started supporting. Bombay's leading citizens were supporting. They were appreciating the bona fides of Hare Krishna movement. They started showing sympathy and some assistance also. So Mrs. N and her lawyers' plans had now completely backfired. Right? Backfired. They were thinking that, oh, we are dealing with a few inexperienced foreigners and one old man. We are so powerful, we are so influential. We will bulldoze them out of the way. But now, the whole Bombay, including many influential people, political parties, Bal Thackeray, Janasangh Party, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, and so many influential businessmen, they are all backing ISKCON. So they backed out. Srila Prabhupada predicted that the results will be in our favor only. A few days after the incident, Prabhupada wrote, the demolition of our temple by the municipality has strengthened our position. The municipality standing committee has condemned the action of the municipality. They are condemning themselves and has agreed to reconstruct the shed at their cost. Not only that, the temporary construction shall continue until the court decision comes. Till that time, nobody should disturb the construction. Under the circumstances, Prabhupada says, we should immediately reconstruct the deity shed. Immediately reconstruct. Nobody can do anything. Now you reconstruct nicely. And put a barbed wire fencing. And if possible, immediately in front of the deity shed, make a pandal. And bring our materials inside. Then I will start a Bhagavata Parayana in the same property. I will start Bhagavat Parayana. And until the court decision comes, we will continue daily Bhagavata. Actually, that reminds me of His Holiness Mahavishnu Maharaj. He was building the Dwarka temple. The land was there, nothing else was there. There was no money, nothing. So his disciples were telling, now let us go and collect money. We'll go meet this person, that person. We'll write to them this. Maharaj said, this is Krishna's property. Krishna will take care. Come, sit down. We'll have Bhagavatam class. They would have a simple shed and Bhagavatam class would go on and on and on. And suddenly someone said, I will take over this car. Someone said, big people came. And they all said, in somebody's dream, something came and they gave so much money. Like that, the property got built. He never went out. By Krishna's arrangement, they all came like that. So here Prabhupada is saying, okay, until court decision comes, we will have Bhagavatam. Okay, so our time is up. We will continue from here next week. Eventually, how this Juhu fight ends, we will see in next week. The final curtain on this episode, we'll see next week. So thank you very much. Is there anything that you want to say? Any comments, questions? Hare Krishna.